I cannot walk into an organization and change the energy personally. I have to work with the organization to go, how in the world did it get like this in the first place, and how are we going to change it? I try to liken it. Imagine this summer, you and your family are going on a long drive down to Florida. You're going to load everybody up into the station wagon. You put in the camping gear, and you put in the cooler, and you've got it loaded with videos and your portable DVD player. You've loaded it to the gills, and you're now ready to go, and you finally got the whole family out there, and you go to turn on the car. Nowhere. You're going nowhere. Everybody piles out of the car, and you've got a dead battery. And guess what? Do you then go and say, well, we're having a problem with the energy here. Maybe I need to put in another cooler. Now, some of you actually might say that. Say, I'll just go spend the summer vacation in the back seat with the cooler. You don't sit there and go, maybe we need more camping gear. You don't say, maybe we need to get an extra DVD or two for the kids. What you say is, if we don't get the energy working, we're not going anywhere. It doesn't matter about all the other stuff. I am at my happiest right now, and you know why? Because I'm in a room with 1,000 people who all have energy that is going in the same direction. You are going to leave this event, you are going to get in your cars or on a plane, and you are going to go home, and how many people in your work environment are going to give you this level of energy? Folks, that's when the real work begins. You right now are a station wagon loaded to the gills with camping equipment and coolers and DVDs, and you are going to go home all pumped up and excited, and guess what? You're going to go into an environment, and somebody's going to try to rip that battery right out of the front of that car. And what I want to talk to you about today is how do we create an environment where everybody's on our side? Because guess what? We're doing the right thing. And if we've got people fighting it, then I think we've got an energy problem. I think we've got a passion problem. I think we've got a focus problem. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. How many times have you walked into a funeral, people are sitting around, and you walk up to them and you go, come on, lighten up. That would be the absence of an energy audit. An energy audit tells you where people are at. When I walk into a room, I'm doing energy audits. I was doing a program for a power company up in northern Minnesota. And the management team had decided unilaterally, which happens a lot with management teams, they had decided unilaterally that they were going to change the menu of the types of treats they had for folks when they arrived for the training. So they went from high-fat donuts and rolls and all of these things and coffee, high-octane coffee, to carrots and celery and juices. They decided to unilaterally do that when I was starting my first programs with the employees. So when I walk into a room, I want to do an energy audit. I want to see what kind of class I'm going to have today. So what did I do? I walked into the room. I don't hear anybody talking. There's 100 people in this room. They're all employees. They all know each other. Nobody's talking. That's not a good sign. I see a guy standing up against the wall in the back. He's like this. He's eating a carrot. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. I walk up to him and I said, and he doesn't know who I am. I said, how you doing? He said, how do you think I'm doing? I'm guessing not real good. I said, what's up? He goes, it's 7 o'clock in the morning. I said, yeah? He goes, I'm eating a carrot. I said, yeah? He goes, does it look like a donut to you? And with that unilateral decision on management's part, and their heart was in the right place, they were being a leader. They were saying, let's modify the diet a little bit, let's help people lose some weight or be healthy or whatever. But the way in which the decision was made absolutely sucked the energy out of the equation. Here's my last story I want to leave you with. We got any cat lovers in here? Okay, it's not a dangerous amount, so I can go ahead and tell this story. This is for visual purposes only. I'm not saying do it, but this is for visual purposes. Walk up to an old cat, sound asleep, curled up in a ball, old cat. Grab it by the scruff of the neck, toss it up in the air. This is a great room for that. Typically, how do they land? on their feet, midair. They're like, boom, 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 bam. We're like amazed. We're thinking, how in the world can an old cat still do that? And the reason that an old cat can still do that is because every single day of its life, it lays there imagining that at any moment, right? Some crazy human being's going to test that theory. So what does it spend the day doing? Probably going to need one of these, probably going to need one of these. This is what I want to leave you with. You are leaders. What do you need? Go get it. It's not just going to come from you. It's going to come from everybody else around you that you are trying to influence. Go after the energy. Get the pats on the back that you need to keep your energy going, and it will go a long way, not towards just safety, towards every aspect of your organization and every aspect of your life. What I'm talking about today is how do we inject that energy, and not only inject it, but how do we keep it? You're coming to this event. I'm going to bet a lot of you are going to walk out of here at the end of this and you're going to be pumped up. But the problem is sometimes we go back to our work environments and people start walking around us with these little pins and we're pumped up, and what do? Now we're walking around and we're going to get this slow leak going on. And what happens is it starts to suck the energy out of us. And if the energy gets sucked out of the flag wavers, we've got some serious problems. So what I'm here to do today, hopefully, if I do my job well, is to hopefully inspire a little bit. Here's what I have done to make my world easier for me. And hopefully it'll work for you. Hopefully it can work for your organization. You can take some things from this that you can use. But I call it REP. And REP means nothing more than the rational, the emotional, and the physical approach to trying to influence change in the workplace, or self-change, for that matter. When I started going out and doing what I'll call change management, and going into organizations and going, wow, I mean, management doesn't want to play, supervisors don't want to play, the employees don't want to play, and they're all being really resistant. What were the things that were going on in there? And asking questions and spending some time in there started leading me down the path of where do I need to go to start inviting people to this party that wanted to come, where I'd minimize the resistance, where I increased the enthusiasm and the energy that was available for the program. So we look at rational. Rational means, does this make sense to the people that I am trying to influence? That's all. If I'm talking to an audience and I'm saying, we're going to start doing this tomorrow, and my audience is sitting there going, this is ridiculous. You got to picture this energy completely getting sucked out of the equation.